Welcome back. We're talking a little pro football. I'm Ned Reynolds.
I'm Art Haynes.
And the gentleman to our mutual right is Larry Nemmers, 17-year National Football League white hat. That's the chief referee with the crew, the guy who runs the show. But prior to that, Larry, you had how many years as an NFL official?
I became a referee after my 6th year. I was a side judge, deep official, mostly pass interference, offense and defense.
When the
holding on sweeps.
promotion to referee came, how was that done, and how does it happen?
Well, number one, they want someone that's really good with the rules. They want someone that has leadership ability because you're in charge of the weekend. You're in charge of all the meetings on Saturday, all the film preparation. You're grading the officials, as is the league office, and we try to compare them. And I argue with the league office, every week, as does every referee. So it's a process. So.
And what about the ability to communicate? That didn't used to be a deal until about 20 years ago when they mic'd the referees, and now they're on TV and they have to enunciate the fouls.
Yeah, it's a presence that you need to project that. And they don't want any showboating or anything like that. Just do what your job is. And but you have a presence about you, and I think that's what they're looking for in referees.
Wait a minute. They didn't want any showboating, and yet you had Red Cashin going, first down.
You know how many times they tried to change him? I mean, you're not going to change Red Cashin. I mean, Red's one of the legendary referees of all time. They made me, I used to wear my sleeves up, and they made me put them down because they didn't think it looked professional.
When the National Football League decided to go to the long black pants as opposed to the togs, what was the thinking behind that?
Well, I think it's most. I wish they had let us wear shorts like in this first game in Jacksonville. Wouldn't it be nice if they had white shorts?
It would be.
With the humidity and things like this, they just didn't want to do that. They got away from the white. I never wore the black. I can tell you a story because we were in Green Bay, and they wanted me to bring white pants, but they were going to or black pants, but they were going to let me know on a Thursday. Well, they never called on Thursday, so I called them Friday morning, and they said, well, we'll let you know. They never let us go. Never let us know. So I told our crew, don't bring them because we're packing sweatshirts and everything. It's a December game, and they wanted to showcase the pants, but they didn't tell me to. So I told the crew to leave them home. And then they called me before the game, gave me permission to wear the black pants.
When you didn't, was there any repercussion?
When we didn't, oh no, there's no repercussion. I just told them that when you're packing a suitcase when the temperature is going to be 0 degrees, you got so much in your suitcase, you just take the pants out.
So the protocol for an NFL weekend, typical Sunday game, you arrive in the city of the game when?
Noon on Saturday, usually. There's airplane flights and, officials can't get in, but, we'll have, the latest I think we ever couldn't get in was like West Coast going to the East Coast. You can't get in till 4 o'clock. So our meetings are just a little bit later.
Larry, tell the folks a little bit about how you got involved in officiating. Is it full-time? Was it full-time? What's your background?
Well, in the NFL, we have about 30 full-time officials, and that happened about 3 years ago. They have duties during the week to do and things like this. Their objective is to be full-time. I don't see that happening in the near future at all, just simply because you have so many of these successful businessmen that aren't going to give that up to become to be a full-time NFL official.
So you have people of very high caliber that
absolutely. That's one of the prerequisites for getting in is they investigate you and they want you to be successful at whatever occupation you have because they know that success is going to breed success. You get started. All these officials get started doing. I started with Pee Wee football back in the early 60s, just doing little tiny tot 7th grade games, 8th grade games, and you just kind of work your way up to high school, small college, major college. We take all our officials out of major college conferences. And there's a switch of about 3 to 4 every year. They retirements and they fire officials too. We're probably the only sports professional sports that fire officials based on
Performance.
performance, right?
And your major college conference was?
The Big Ten. Go Iowa.
Larry Nevers, thank you, and it's great having you with us, man.
It's good to be here.